Welcome to Cooking with Bubbles. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Rodney. Let's get started.
Get the page over there.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Just pour it up here. Nice. And I'm going to add a little bit of peach juice today.
Oh, good. Me too. You got me
for a very refreshing drink.
Turn into that, and I really like it. Take two.
All good.
Cheers.
Good. Clink.
Oh my goodness, that is so good.
So good.
Well, Lisa, here we are doing what we love, which is cooking together, which is always fun, and drinking bubbles. And so I would invite all of our bubblers out there who are watching to pour your own glass of bubbles and enjoy what we're about to make. And
that sounds really good.
You're wearing these really awesome embroidered Cooking with Bubbles aprons, and we will tell you later how you can get your very own and you can bubble with us from your own kitchen.
That sounds really good. Well, Rodney, like you said, you know what? We're doing what we love doing together. You're in your kitchen. I'm in my kitchen. And it looks like you're in the RV kitchen. So awesome. You can pretty much Cooking with Bubbles anywhere you want, right?
Parking spot.
That sounds really good. So what are we going to make today?
Oh my goodness. I thought you would never ask. We are making one of my all-time favorite recipes, homemade blueberry pie. Now, I'm in the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest, you know that, and it's blueberry season here. And so I just learned this week that we have blueberry bushes in the garden. So I'm so excited. They are so full of fruit. So I went out and picked some Friday, and that's what spurred this idea to make homemade blueberry pie. I'm so excited to make this. So blueberry pie is really so easy. It requires 4 cups of fruit, a 1/4 cup of quick tapioca, a cup of sugar, a tablespoon of lemon juice, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, a dash of salt. And then you can do 2 pie crusts, one for the bottom, one for the top, or you can do one with whatever you like. Today, I think we're both doing 2 crusts. You're going to be really awesome and make a beautiful lattice. And I'm going to make a really artsy vented top on mine that's going to be so cool.
Well, that's the plan. But before we get started, let's have some bubbles, right?
With that, yes.
And I'm really excited to make this pie because over the summer here in Phoenix, I have been stockpiling blueberries. Every time they're on sale, I'll buy a couple of packages and put them in the freezer. So this couldn't come at a better time for me to start to clear out the freezer a little bit too.
Well, that sounds good. So just a couple of tips. I could talk about pies all day. I could talk about blueberries all day. Couple tips on blueberries. You can actually weigh your fruit. And I know from research that a cup of blueberries weighs about 148 grams. So I actually fruit, which keeps it nice and whole and intact versus scooping it up with a measuring cup. And it's so good. And so, of course, 4 cups is about 600 grams. And I'm not exact on the money with that, but 600 grams. The other thing is this stuff was so easy to wash. I mean, it just like fell off the branches into my hands. And I brought it in and I would just do a little bit at a time with my hands and just kind of gently rub, and all those little petals from the flowers that created the fruit just like fell off and washed away all the stuff. It was just so fun. I really enjoyed my time picking my blueberries and washing them, as you can probably tell. All right. So let's get started. So we've already made our pie dough. We'll never do an episode where we make pie dough because you can never know the recipe. It's a secret family recipe. Pie dough, and we've already put the bottom crust in our pan. So now we're going to take our, we should preheat our ovens, Lisa. What
temperature are we going to set them at?
I think it is 400. Let's just do 400.
Okay.
We'll do 400. All right. All right.
I think 400 sounds about right. That's a good one for a pie.
Yeah. All right. So now we're gonna mix everything together in a pan, and we're gonna actually cook it all together to bring it to a boil. And so we're gonna put
So
in
I'm
the
putting the sugar in.
Yep. So blueberries, then sugar, and the quick tapioca. So this stuff is pretty cool. If you've never used it for pies, it's like it just thickens it up really easily. The lemon
Nice.
juice, I fresh squeezed this lemon juice this morning. I probably have a little bit more than a tablespoon, but that's okay. It's really just to bring out the flavor. A little bit of cinnamon, again, flavor. And my mom puts salt in everything because she says it brings out the flavor. So I have just like a little dash of salt that I'm going to put in.
Okay, me too.
Um,
Your mom says it's a good idea. I'm going to do it.
Never question Judy when she says put something in something.
No.
All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to heat this and we're going to mix it all together and just keep stirring it on our pan. And it's actually going to heat up and it's going to boil. And once we get to that point, we're ready for the next step. And so we're going to take some time to do that. And we will then come back and tell you what we're doing next.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, welcome back. Our fruit mixture came together really, really nicely. And we've gone ahead and put our fruit into our pie shell. So this is what it looks like. I dabbed a couple of pieces of butter on top of the mixture. It looks really good.
Yeah, it does. We've taken some nice pictures. Our next step is to top the crust. And you're going to make a lattice. I'm going to make a really cool shape. And we're going to see how that goes. So
let's see how that goes. I haven't done this for a while, but basically I attached the ends of a couple of strips to the end of it, and now I have to go crossways with it. Let's just see how this thing turns out. But you basically just attach it, pull it back, and one at a time. Just alternate it.
Oh, very nice.
We'll see. We'll see how this thing turns out.
Over, under, over, under. Well, while you're working,
over, under.
what I'm doing is I actually had Dennis create me this really cool stencil, and he put it on a piece of wax paper, and I'm just going to use my knife to cut it out, and that'll create vent holes, and it'll leave a really pretty pattern at the end. So I'm just going to take my knife and cut it. And then I'm going to take out the centers so they're actually holes. And then we'll be left with this really nice pattern. And
the thing about this is it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it's a pie, for crying out loud, right?
Yeah. And yeah, so I'm just going to pull out the holes. I rolled my dough out earlier and I put it in the fridge because it's got a shortening in it. And by putting it back in the fridge, it hardens it a little bit better, which makes it easier to cut out the holes. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this. And then when we're both ready, we'll come back and show everyone what it looks like before we pop it in the oven.
Sounds good. Okay.
All right. Well, welcome back. I see, Lisa, you've got your lattice all done. And I traced out my my crust with a little flour. It's kind of hard to see on this. There we go. Now you can see it. So
nice.
Gonna, you know what? I'm going to get on my rolling pin. Here's a little trick for how you put a crust on the top. Is you kind of roll it over your pin, and then you roll it on top of your pie like this.
Sweet.
And that way it stays intact. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Oh my God. Oh, looks great. I love that.
So
yeah.
what I did, and I didn't show this on camera, but what I did is I actually took my brush and some water and I brushed the inside of the bottom crust so that when I push this under
Yeah.
it, it'll seal it and it'll hold it together.
Oh, so nice.
So your lattice work looks really awesome, Lisa. Tell us about what you did.
So basically, I alternated the strips. I pulled half of them back and then put another strip down, laid it down, pulled back the opposite ones and laid out another strip. It's pretty simple to do. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's a pie. And it's going to look awesome just the way it turns out.
And it's going to be delicious.
It will be, yes.
So once we get the edges off, then we're going to give it an egg wash, right? So I'm
doing it now.
Got an egg. I'm going to scramble my egg. I'm going to wash the whole top of the pie with that. Sprinkle some sugar on top, and then we're going to pop it in the oven 45 minutes. And the other thing that I'm going to do, and you're a little bit more advanced than me, Lisa, but I'm going to cover the edges of my crust with some tin foil, and I just created a long enough section of foil that will go all the way around the pie. And it'll just keep the crust from burning or cooking too fast. So we're gonna go ahead and then we're gonna pop it in the oven. Oh, you're fancy, look at you.
I have a ready-made ring ready to go.
Yes. So you have your ring, I'm gonna do my crimping. We're gonna pop it in the oven and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like. It's gonna be beautiful and we're gonna taste it and I can't wait.
Sounds good. Oh my God, this looks so yummy and smells amazing. I can't wait to taste this.
Wow, your lattice
look at that.
Really cool, Lisa.
Yeah.
Great work. It's so creative. I don't have the patience for that. I'm glad you do because it looks beautiful.
It is so simple to do. It's worth it.
Yeah, and look how nice my flower came out.
It looks gorgeous.
Well, let's cut into this bad boy and let's see how this tastes. I feel kind of bad cutting this because it looks so pretty. I'm going to do it.
Mine is really, really wet and gooey because it hasn't been sitting up all that long, but we'll give it a try.
Oh my goodness.
I got a little dollop of ice cream there. I mean, why not, right?
And it's really soupy right now for both of us, but as this cools, it will thicken up. Wow, look at that.
A scoop of ice cream, a little taste of the pie. Oh my God. Rodney, that is so delicious.
Wow. This I've never made them with made pie with fresh blueberries before, but wow.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna have another taste of this.
So fresh.
Well, this is good. And mine were fresh right before I froze them, so I bought them fresh. I personally froze them. I didn't buy the frozen package. Perfect. So they're really, really delicious. And
it has a whole different taste than buying frozen berries. Well, Lisa, we've done it.
Let's wrap it up.
What an amazing turnout for something that was so easy. I'll drink bubbles for that.
Me too.
Action. We'd like to thank our virtual audience for joining today, and we're really sorry that you didn't get to taste this amazing pie because it really is good. We also want to thank our sponsor, Cork Tray. He makes these really beautiful cork and wood upcycled, recycled, functional pieces of art that protect our counters, and they're just really awesome. So thank you so much. You can give them a like over on Facebook at corktray.com. We also want to remind you to please go to cookingwithbubbles.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once you've subscribed, click the bell symbol. That way you'll get alerts whenever we make posts, which are, random, but so cool. And we know you look forward to them. And also, please go to facebook.com/cooking with bubbles and like us there. That's where we post all these wonderful pictures of these really cool things we make and the recipes, the things that we make as well. So please give us a like on Facebook so you can enjoy all the benefits of being a bubbler.
That sounds fantastic. And we told you earlier, we'd let you know how you could get your own Cooking with Bubbles apron. Just send us an email and we'll give you all the details. They come in red, blue, black, or white. And also, if you've made any of the recipes that we featured here on Cooking with Bubbles, we'd love to see your pictures. So send those to us by email as well. Or if you have suggestions on things you'd like to see us make, send it to us by email. Our email address is cookingwithbubbles@yahoo.com. Well, this pie is amazing. Can't wait to get back to it. But that takes care of it for today. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Rodney. See you next time, bubblers.
Bye.